two things I want to share with you. The number one is some of our African men living abroad, whether living in Europe or Canada or America or Australia. And the number two is our youth nowadays, which I want to share with you. But before then, wherever you are and you want a lot of things right here in Spain, or you have a car, or a lot of things you want to ship it back to Africa, contact us. If you own a ship as well, then you want to do maintenance for your vessel and you want shipping agency to supply you a lot of goods to your vessel, Intercorp is the best place for you. See, number one, that I'm saying that the problem of some men living in Europe, why sometimes a lot of men now is behaving like that. Sometimes it is so disgusting sometimes. See, most of African men living in Europe, not all African men, but majority of African men, personally those who are dating white lady and those who get married to a white lady, they begin, you will see them, a lot of them begin saying a lot of them against your own sisters. See, for me being here, I do not have a problem of you dating a white lady or you getting married to a white lady. I don't have a problem with that. I always tell you guys that where I'm working, there is no black there. I'm working with white people and all my friends are white people. And white people are the most beautiful people in this planet. But you see, our black men, the moment they get here in Europe and maybe they begin dating a white lady or get married to a white woman, now they are talking so much trust to our own sisters, which sometimes I don't get it. You see, there is a lot of white men there marry our African sisters as well, but you will never, no matter how they don't like maybe their own women, you will never see a white man coming out to say anything bad against their own women. But one thing that make some of our men are doing this, and I always talk about this day out day in, is African men, majority of African men, not all of them, but majority of African men are lack of self-confidence. So therefore, when they get a white woman, they think that the best way to make that woman love them is to say a lot of things against their own women. But let me tell you, some of the brothers are doing that. Let me tell you, see, white woman is not, sorry to say, is not stupid. For you saying bad things against your own women, against your own sisters, you think you are safe. One day, she's going to push you out because she's going to believe that if you can say a lot of trust against your own women, meaning one day that is what you are going to do to her. So please, sometimes it is so sad. Sometimes when you see our own brothers, they will become, you see, sometimes when you watch my videos, normally I talk about mind games. I'm someone that I do not really want a lady or a guy to be playing mind games simply because you want something from someone. So you think you have to be smart to take something from someone. But nowadays, the way some of our African men are behaving here in Europe, it is so disgusting sometimes. You will never see. That is why I always say, if you're an African young guy, develop self-confidence, because when you believe in yourself and when you have self-confidence, I do not think that you will go into a white woman or white lady and begin talking something negative so badly against your own sisters. So I'm always asking that when African men going to get confident about ourselves. You see African man get here in Europe, even getting a job, they believe that they have to destroy their own brother to get that job. Why African men, why do we have this mentality? We can no longer protect our women anymore. Even if you see, the truth, and some of you men, you may not like, is that some of our African women living here in Europe, I can tell you that some of them, the kind of things that they are passing through, I can tell you that 99% of some white women cannot pass it. Half. I'm not saying that all the women out there, they are perfect. And then when you follow my platform for a while now, you will notice that I always talk about some of our ladies, personally, some of our African ladies that are living back in Africa, the kind of mind game they are playing, that you need to be careful. But Europe here, our men behave even more than women. Lack of self-confidence are killing some of African men right here in this Europe. And when you want to speak the truth, some of them, they want to wake up against you, and they are always happy when you say lady, that they are always 100% happy of that. Why are you behaving like that? If you get your white woman married, Why you have to talk so shit about your own sisters? When was the last time you see a white young lady or a white young guy or young man coming out saying something against their own women, except African men in Europe? Are you not ashamed of yourself sometimes? See, if you're an African man, you need to apply self-confidence. When you have self-confidence and you believe in yourself, you will never go out to destroy your own people simply because your selfish interest. It is up to you to listen. The number 2 is African youth nowadays. It is advice for anybody that want to take it or leave it. African youth nowadays, you can see someone can just put a phone on their front, begin insulting people, saying a lot of things against some this one and that one. See, let me tell you something. This social media you are seeing like that, it is your CV. Let me give you some advice. Some of young guy, young lady, you have never been anywhere, you don't know how this life goes. So you are joking, you can just put camera on your face, begin talking anything you want to say. See, videos you put out there, it is your CV. One day, a time will come. Sometimes I always say, be careful in everything you do in this life, because you don't know what God have for you in the future. So the things that you put out there, a day will come, you will get a big chance. And that chance that you have, they're going to go through of your personality, and they're going to go through of the things that you are putting out there. And your video going to be CV to you. Your video going to be the evidence to you. And that is where you're going to mess up big time. Because you've seen a lot of young ladies, young boys, 18, 19, know nothing about life. But the moment they knew definitely that African people, some of African people love negative things that they can count views in other than, you just say something without evidence. Be very, very careful. Let me tell you an example. For me sitting down here, I will not just sit down here to lie to you. For many years ago, I never knew that I would be here today. I never knew that I will come to Europe. But today, I am here. And yet, I do not know what God has for me for the future. And this advice is for you. Sometimes, you do some certain things here and you think that you are having good time. You are having fun. But see, some things will come back for 10 years. Some things will come back 20 years. And the things that you put out there will affect you badly. African youth nowadays, be very careful how you are using this social media, just playing games anyhow. A day will come. Because some of you lack of confidence. So you don't know that you have a brighter future. You don't know that God have a plan for you one day. So you go out, you do anything anyhow. A day will come, you will get some position. You will be fighting for some position. And the things that you are saying today will go against you. And those things will block you. So everything you want to put out there, see, be very, very careful. Life, you're going to reap what you sow today. So African youth now, sometimes you put phone and you talk to anybody anyhow. You insult anybody anyhow. You say whatever you want to say. Why? Because there's a freedom of speech. So you think that you can wake up and to say everything. It is just advice I'm giving to who are willing to listen. You may not appreciate this video today, but 10 years to come, you will sit down and say to yourself that you wish like you listened to me today. So be careful. It is up to who want to listen. And good luck.